Is heterosexuality under attack?
Probably in about 4 or 5 generations, no one will be straight anymore.
Is the LGBTQIA plus mafia trying to overthrow society?
It's supremacy of gays and lesbians and transvestites.
Have we gone rainbow crazy?
Are non-binary crochet circles plotting to overthrow the government? Well, yes. But don't worry, straight people. I won't forget about you. My name is Joe Sutherland, and to make sure that straight culture is not forgotten, I have opened the first ever museum of heterosexuality, aka the Het. In this podcast, I invite queer patrons to nominate 2 relics of straight culture which they would like to see preserved forever, but unfortunately, only one can make the cut. In this episode, I'll be receiving nominations from a unique voice in comedy. Stand-up, drag, writing, producing. There is almost nothing they can't do. As seen all over your television and the internet, also known as nature's television, it's Kemah Bob.
Hi.
Applause.
Oh, I'll do it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming to
This
the
is
Het.
very important work.
Thank you so much. I am honored that you would choose to contribute to this project. What I would like to know is, are you yourself a museum goer?
I like art.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I like to go like a natural history moment, and I'm just like, look at these old ass bones. Like, you're just like, that's crazy. This is huge. I can't believe this existed. It doesn't exist anymore, like heterosexuality. And I think it's important to preserve things. But I find that I don't really care about the white past. So, so I'll go to like the Louvre, and I'm just kind of like, I don't give a fuck about these like pictures of war and shit. But then you go to like the like naked ladies, or like the ones where they're like, have you seen the one? I don't know what it's called, where like they're a bunch of like naked ladies stabbing a man. And I'm just like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what matters from the past.
This is a painting? This is like
Yeah,
National
it's
Gallery
a
fodder?
painting. I think it's in the Louvre, but
my
I could be
God.
making that up. But yeah, I like that. But then you go see Mona Lisa, you're like, this is fucking boring. You're like, what the hell? Why are people obsessed with this
Also,
bitch?
she's so small.
Yeah. And then the line is hella long. It's crazy.
No, thank you. And what I like to do with all of my guests, all of the patrons here at the museum, just to verify that you are not only knowledgeable, but also respectful of straight culture.
Yeah.
Because as you point out there, often when we're viewing history through a white lens in museum, it's not always respectful of other cultures. It's not always honest. So I want to make sure that the Het operates more honestly and more
Yeah.
authentically. So I need to make sure that all of my guests are respectful of straight culture. And one question I would like to ask is, what is the straightest thing that you have ever done?
It's a great question. I would say, besides sex with men, I was a cheerleader.
classic.
Yeah, old school. I was a cheerleader for so many years, which classically, quite a straight thing to do from a woman's perspective. You're literally being like, boys are running. We love that. Run fast. Like, like it's very that. You're wearing like little skirt. And yeah, I think being on the sidelines of quite a masculine game, and the whole, like the primary purpose is to boost the morale of these men. I think that's pretty straight.
It is quite. And so this is high school?
Yeah.
And were you doing it for
bit of
all-
middle school as well.
Okay. So, oh my goodness. So really from when you were like, what, 13, 14?
Yeah, I was in that.
Oh
I was in there. And maybe even, I'd say like 10, 11.
What?
Yeah.
And doing it for all sports, not just football?
Football and basketball. Every now and then we'd go to like a baseball game, but they're long and boring.
Well, this is what strikes me with so much American sport is
Mm.
like, they're taking breaks
Yeah.
all the
yeah.
time. The cheerleaders, I swear, are putting in way more cardio
Putting in loads of work there.
and so much core strength. It's such incredible athleticism.
Mm.
What was your, say in a pyramid, what was your position?
I was a base, sometimes a back base. Now that's strength right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think picking up women is kind of gay. I think that that's a bit, let's be honest, it's a bit
Mhm.
sapphic. Because also when you're the back base, you need to be looking up. Everyone on the bottom is looking up to make sure this bitch doesn't fall. So you are kind of looking up someone's skirt for quite a while, but I would still argue that the overall kind of vibe of cheerleading is quite heterosexual.
Yes, I would say as an umbrella concept,
Yeah.
cheerleading is heterosexual, but as with any system,
It enforces gender binaries.
but every structure has queerness within it,
So true.
often at the bottom staring up.
Right. Insidious.
Did you kind of sniff out anybody else's queer potential on your cheerleading teams?
A bit.
And were they all bass and back bass?
Yeah, there was
Love it.
someone on our team who was very open about having a girlfriend at one point. And let's just say that many people were not supportive.
Aw,
They
you
were like, do
shock
I
me.
want to change in front of her? And I'm like, very, very humble of you to think that she wants to fuck you guys.
Yeah. Meanwhile, her girlfriend was probably like 20 years old.
She's not
and, like,
interested in
a
any of
woman.
this.
Yeah.
She's not interested in any of this.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your particular truth. I think you've proven that you are indeed an ally to the endangered heterosexual people.
I appreciate that. I feel like this is a safe space where I can be open. And so, yeah, thank you for providing the opportunity to get that off my chest.
You're so welcome. Well, that's what I hope for. I want this space to be one where we can safely and respectfully do our best to preserve straight culture for future generations. Now, we come to the name of the game. What is your first nomination for a relic of straight culture to submit to the museum?
Thank you so much for asking. This first relic is not a what, it's a who. And this is someone who I think is worldwide. Some would say Mr. Worldwide. He certainly would. This person makes you want to get up and go. This person is none other than Pitbull.
Pitbull.
Woo! Yeah.
Also known as government name Armando Christian Perez,
Love that.
born in 1981
Dale.
in Miami.
Yeah, a great place to be born. The area code of Miami is actually 305. That's why he's Mr. 305. He's like, Mr. 305,
Stunning.
let's take over the world. And I feel like he has.
That's such a wonderful North American trope that I don't feel we lean into in the UK, perhaps because our dialing codes are convoluted. I wouldn't go around calling myself Mr. 02476.
But
Maybe I should?
yeah, I think that would be nice.
Okay.
I think that's kind of cool. That's fun. It's giving like Nokia, little flip, it's giving that. I like that.
Okay, fabulous. Now, Pitbull, he's a rapper, singer, songwriter. Do you have a personal relationship to him and his music?
Definitely. I think Pitbull is a cultural icon. And one of the things that I appreciate about him is all you really know about Pitbull is he gets the party started. And he especially gets the heterosexual party started. He teaches people Spanish, which I think is important. Dale, which is like, let's go. Like, it's like, let's do it. He had a song where he said, La lengua afuera, which means like something about your tongue out, something like that. Like he's taught me so much. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that gift of Pitbull. He was in Timber with Kesha. Now that is on the line because I think Kesha is a bit of like a queer icon. But like, I just appreciate everything that he's done musically. But also I feel like Pitbull is so aggressively heterosexual. He went on tour and he had 6 women who were his dancers and very much rumored to have been sleeping with all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any verification from those dancers, or it was just word on the street?
It's all buzzing online. But
Okay.
you look at the photos and you go, these women are either great actors or there's like a crazy chemistry between him and all of these women.
Okay. So, for the benefit of any museum visitors who are not familiar with Pitbull, how do we paint a picture of him? I think his look is quite iconic and is
It really
often
is.
sort of parodied or even celebrated
Yeah.
by people on stag and hen do's, bachelorette parties. You wear a little bald cap, you do little glasses.
Yeah. Pitbull gives straight women the opportunity to do casual drag.
Yes. That had never even occurred to me.
Mm.
And he's responsible for, what would you say, his biggest hits?
Well, there's the one where he's talking about meeting him in the hotel room. Something like, you can leave your boyfriend and meet me at the hotel room, which is encouraging infidelity. That's non-ethical non-monogamy, which I think we can agree is a straight guy classic. There's Timber, of course, which I mentioned, him with Kesha, and we love the spirit of that.
And is this
I
a
feel
la...
like all his songs do kind of run together, and the general vibe is, let's party tonight.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna party tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We're dancing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna shake that thing, mommy, tonight. So it's kind of this right now, like here now.
Yeah, maybe that is what makes it particularly straight, because if you're going to plan to dance with queers, everybody's got to open their Google Calendar, and it's like,
When are
well,
you
no,
free?
not tonight. I have a...
1,000%.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm doing a reading of a play in my backyard. The play is starring dogs. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I'm already dancing tonight. I'm dancing on stage. I'm go-going tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but when you're straight, you leave your office. You clock out of your office. You know, you go home. You're eating your meal prepped meal. And you're like, oh, what do I do tonight? Am I going to watch Love is Blind?
And then the text comes in
And
from
you're
Mr.
like-
305.
And you're like, dale.
So where am I hearing his music? Are we saying that does it pop up in weddings, or is it just in clubs, in the Slug and Lettuce? In what context am I going to hear him?
Well, this isn't an ad paid for by Pitbull, but in the summer of 2026, you can hear him in Hyde Park, and it's already sold out. I'm so sad about it, because I would love to be there and witness the Pitbullification of Hyde Park. But he's in the club. Anytime you start to get into when you're on the dance floor and like Jason Derulo comes up.
Jason
Derulo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be that kind of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're taking it back. We're going mid-2000s. We're going 2010. And here's the thing. Pitbull is still making new songs. No one knows what they are. And also, I think Pitbull takes me back to a time where I thought I was straight.
When you were a teenager, maybe
Yeah.
early 20s?
Yeah, 2005.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm 10, going on 11. I'm assuming.
I didn't realize that he came out that early. I have to say,
Yeah.
I'm not so au fait with his oeuvre, but I'm scrolling through his Wikipedia page, and what I can tell you is that he's clearly very prolific. He's
Yeah.
also creatively quite fluid. You know, he's spun all sorts of genres, from reggaeton to pop and crunk and hip hop.
The longevity.
And yet
I
the
think.
look
Yeah.
seems to be so consistent. I would say the look, the fashion, is quite resolutely that of a heterosexual Gen Xer. There's a lot of blazer and jean
Yeah,
combo.
sunglasses, blazer jeans,
plus
sunglasses. Yeah.
which I wholly respect. The trick is bringing the sunglasses in. When it's just blazer and jean,
You're like,
Who are you?
what is this, smart casual?
yeah.
Like, is this happy hour?
Mm-hmm. But like, I don't know, because I could easily, you could stand behind a table and I think we're at a meeting. You could walk
Yeah,
around the
yeah,
side and I'm like,
yeah.
oh no, we're in youth church.
It's like the kind of mullet of outfits.
Yes.
Business on the top, what is on the bottom?
But the minute you introduce sunglasses,
You're like, this is a zany guy.
yeah.
This guy is trying to party. Hold on, let me hide my girl from this guy. Keep this guy away from my girl.
And why do we think that Pitbull's appeal, or why is Pitbull so appreciated by the heterosexual community and not so much in the queer community? Or is there queer appreciation of Pitbull?
I think Pitbull spans the spectrum, but I feel like what he encourages in the heterosexual community is a kind of freedom, right? He wants you to let go. You hear Pitbull in 2025, you're like, this is a moment to get silly, you know? Because enjoying Pitbull, I feel like it has like tinges of irony, but it's also, there's a sincerity about it.
Mm-hmm.
You go, this reminds me of a different time, a different place, you know? Woo! You know, you hear that and you know it's time. There's a song he has that goes, bend over, girl, show me what you're working with.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And when someone's telling you to bend over, you go, that's straight. You go, you want me to show you what I'm working with? A man is telling me to bend over. And you're like, hold on a second. I'm a feminist. But when it's Pitbull, you're just kind of like, maybe I will. And I think he opens people up.
And what is it about him that allows that when there are other performers with similar lyrics or, you know, where we maybe like recoil a little bit? I'm reminded of 2012 when BBC Radio 1 threw a free festival on Hackney Marshes.
Wow.
It was headlined one night, Jay-Z, the next night, Rihanna.
Oh.
Me and my housemates, we went to the Jay-Z
What the
night.
hell?
It was incredible. We also saw Nicki Minaj. We saw Flo Rida.
Wow.
We saw Sean Paul.
Classic. Wow.
Incredible lineup, but it was in one tent, back to back, Sean Paul into Flo Rida. I felt so uncomfortable in Sean Paul's show because the way that he was speaking to the women in the crowd, but also his female dancers, felt very like he was trying to take ownership. Like there was just a bad dynamic at play. He was kind of like, bending them over and smacking their asses, but he wasn't communicating it. He wasn't saying, do that for me. Or he wasn't even saying, please. Whereas Flo Rida's set, oh my goodness, did he make every woman in that tent feel like a goddess.
I love that.
That tiny, tiny king. At one point, he even climbed on his own security guard's shoulders to get closer to the crowd, because if he'd just stood on the grass, we wouldn't have seen him.
Yeah.
And whilst he was up there, he took off his shoe and just threw it in to the crowd. It made no sense, but it was
gift.
so glorious.
He said, hold on to that. Take that home.
But he was able to, you know, apple bottom jeans, like so many songs that sort of celebrate a female form in a way that does feel like, thank you, Short King, for being respectful and sexual.
I think the thing about Pitbull is when Pitbull tells you to bend over and show him what you're working with, I think you can feel deeply. It's kind of, it's for you. Like Pitbull wants you to have a good time. He wants you to have a good night by any means necessary. And as we know from somatics in therapy, you know, a lot of trauma is stored in the hips.
And he's encouraging you to loosen that up.
He said, let that go. And I feel like Pitbull wants you to have the best night of your life. Always. Every night possible. And I appreciate that. And I think straight people need that. I feel like, you know, within the queer community, we have a lot of people encouraging us to live freely. You know, you have your Charlie XCXs. You know, she wants you to have a great night. What do straight people have? What do they have?
You do hit on something here, the therapy of it all, in that think of all the queer bangers, all the great queer songs.
Yeah.
They're all tinged with sadness. I've talked about this on the show already a little bit, but it's always like, I'm crying on the dance floor. I'm dancing on my own. The person I want is in the corner of the room. I'm in the other corner of the room. There's always I'm dancing in spite of something sad, which doesn't necessarily carry over to hetero bangers.
Yeah, not with Pitbull.
Yeah, whereas he's putting the therapy in there. He's giving you the release, but he's tying it up in something celebratory, elatory.
It feels like a tequila shot. You know? You listen to Pitbull, you go, I'm intoxicated. This man is taking me to a different place where all we dance on tables. I want to dance on a table, you know?
That, to me, dancing on tables feels like, I imagine it to be, for some straights, the wildest thing they can imagine doing.
1,000%. 1,000%. I think dancing on tables is for straight women having the best time ever and drag queens. Like, it's very that. And I feel like it's like, I'm getting crazy tonight. I'm so fucking crazy tonight.
I'm 3 feet higher than I should be.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm at Coyote Ugly. I gotta get up there.
I'm Leanne Rimes.
Yeah, it's very that. And so I think Pitbull feels like that. Like Pitbull, like you're like, fuck, I could do anything. I should be poolside. I should be dancing on a table. Maybe I want to go to Miami.
I do want to go to Miami now. You know, I'd never wanted to until this very conversation.
You feel that. Yeah, because you just feel like maybe things are different there. Maybe people are, free there. Hopefully Pitbull is there. Maybe there are more men wearing sunglasses at nighttime. Maybe there are more blazers, with
Hmm.
bootcut jeans.
I can see. Okay, I'm gaining a whole new appreciation for the blazer and bootcut jean because also I'm imagining it in Miami, your beach side.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a sandy breeze.
Yeah.
So
It's
sometimes.
hot, and maybe you shouldn't be wearing that, but you are because you're dedicated to letting people know that you're serious about having a good time.
Okay, that's it. It truly is business on top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
And the business is party.
the business is party. Okay, is Pitbull a good example of?
Wait, can I tell you?
Yeah.
When you Google the word Pitbull, he comes up before the dog.
That is
That's
iconic.
how iconic this man is right now.
That is a true power. Get him
Yeah.
inducted into the Hall of Fame.
1,000%.
Do we think he's a good man?
That's not the point. But
That's
you know
irrelevant.
what? But you know what? I do in a weird way. I feel like he's a joy spreader. Okay, when you have a shot of high quality tequila,
Hmm.
you don't feel it the next day. You're not hungover from high quality tequila.
Hmm.
But that night, you're invigorated. You're full of joy. You feel loose and liberated. And the next day, it doesn't leave you with a bad taste in your mouth. And I think that's Pitbull as a musician, and I think that might be Pitbull as a person. I've never seen a Pitbull scandal.
True. Oh,
I've never
goodness.
seen anyone being like, "Oh, Pitbull last night," You can't say that for so many people.
So
You
many.
can't say that for Jay-Z.
Mhm.
Snoop Dogg was accused of murder,
And now he's MAGA.
Pitbull, you have no idea what he believes in politically. But I feel like he believes in a woman's right to choose.
Based on vibe alone.
Yeah, he gives me that.
Okay.
He's probably also impregnated some people accidentally.
I'd think so.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let him have it.
Yeah, it gives me that vibe.
Yeah. So it seems like he is quite a definitive example, a pinnacle of straight culture.
Definitely.
Can we pinpoint a queer equivalent? Like who in the queer world occupies the same
Yeah,
space or the
yeah.
kind of the mirror image?
Like, who feels Pitbullified?
I suppose, yeah, Charlie could be an option. Who is the party starter in a way that is that like free,
Yeah.
instantaneous, but also maybe slightly cringe?
Well, that's tough because I think you have to kind of go back, right?
Hmm.
Like this needs to be someone who was dominating a kind of 2005 energy and up until now is doing that. And the thing about the queer community is I think cringe is difficult because there's so much irony.
Hmm.
There's so much of like loving people. It's very guilty pleasure, but I'm not guilty. And so I don't know if there really can be an equivalent.
One suggestion I might have, Kylie Minogue.
I was thinking that, but is it?
She's never really been ironic. She's always been very
That's
earnest.
what I'm saying. There's a
and at times
sincerity.
was seen as guilty pleasure, bit like sort of tacky,
Yeah.
but through the prism of our post-ironic lens in the
Yeah.
2020s,
Yeah.
newly appreciated, as is Pitbull,
That's
as
so
as are
true.
the Black Eyed
That's
Peas,
so true.
Fergie.
Yeah. When is it going to happen to Nickelback? When will people accept Nickelback? I think Coldplay have gone through like a similar thing where people are like, "What the fuck?" And then
I
they're
don't
like,
know if Coldplay have ever suffered enough
"Yeah, yeah."
backlash.
To
I don't know if
come-
they've ever been
To come back
castigated as
around.
cringe as they
Yeah.
actually are.
But that's true. I like that. I like the Kylie to Pitbull ratio.
I think it could work. I think you make a great case for Pitbull. So
Kylie
if
Minogue and Pitbull concert. You have all the communities coming together.
That's how we fix the world.
Yeah, think so. And then you have Bad Bunny, whose songs I don't really know, but who I find incredibly attractive.
Oh yeah, he's the perfect bridge between the two, actually.
Yeah, because he's sexually fluid.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't identify as like a sexuality. He's just like, what I'm doing is what I'm doing. He's a pansexual king.
Oh my goodness, what a man. I don't even identify as a human body when watching his performances. I'm very
That's
much
so
just a
real.
puddle. Okay, so should Pitbull make it into the museum? What is the exhibit? How are we displaying him or the concept of him?
Of Pitbull.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's immersive, right? You walk in, it feels like a party. It feels like a nightclub, but specifically in 2008. And you have a kind of mechanical figure. You have kind of like an AI bot Pitbull. You know, he's on stage. They're also, I think, whether it's in the form of, do you know Chuck E. Cheese? Did you ever have an equivalent?
Here we had Wimpy.
Did they have like animatronic mascots?
No, never quite that advanced.
Yeah. In Chuck E. Cheese, you go in, Chuck E. Cheese and his band of like Muppet-like characters. They're playing songs and they're kind of moving
Disney's
like that.
It's a Small World.
Yeah, it's very
style.
that. So I feel like you'd want a bit of that in the Pitbull exhibit, right? You want to see him perform. You want to feel the energy.
But I love that we're not going with contemporary technology. We're not talking ABBA Voyage hologram, faux hologram. We're talking turn of the century animatronic.
Yeah, I need that mid-2000s.
Love it.
Like you walk in, it's full of nostalgia.
And you get to experience the party while you're in there.
Yeah.
Great. Free tequila shot upon entry into that wing of the museum.
He would want that. It's what he would want.
Love it so dearly. And so if he's in the museum, we of course need to have something in the gift shop that people can take home. So what is the kind of Pitbull merchandise that people would purchase?
I feel like it is that bald cap sunglasses combo. Like it's very that.
But often when, you're at a theme park or a museum, sometimes merch has a silly bent, but it's still trying to come across as practical. I'm thinking of those baseball caps that maybe have like a bottle opener in the cap or a fan. Is it a bald cap with a baseball peak?
I think that's interesting.
And then the sunglasses are attached underneath the peak.
I like that because that is practical. And because a regular bald cap is kind of floppy.
Yeah.
And you can't put them on everyone. I wouldn't be able to get like a bald cap. That's not going to be flat. But if you have a hat that has more structure,
yes,
you can really like
it gives space for different hairstyles, different textures.
Like
great.
We're all Pitbull. Like anyone can be a Pitbull.
Oh, glorious.
Yeah, we're all that global appeal. Like we're all Mr. Worldwide. Dale.
That is Pitbull. And before I decide whether to put Pitbull into the museum, we must, of course, address your second nomination of the day. So what do you have for me today?
My second nomination, not a who, but a what. It is something for the CEO on the go. This is indeed Huel.
Huel.
The meal replacement beverage. I feel like Huel, when I think of Huel, I think of like finance. I think watch for some reason. And I feel like queer people don't need to know what time it is. I think office, I think maximalizing. I think meal prep, but I couldn't prep my meal, so I'm going to drink it. I think spreadsheet. I think biohacking. I think Stephen Bartlett's Diary of a CEO, because Huel is a sponsor.
That's a very important thing to pinpoint. So should anybody on the planet be unfamiliar with Huel, we are, of course, talking about a drink brand that started off with one product, which is a powder akin to a protein powder, but it's actually a full meal replacement that you mix with water or a milk of your choice.
It's got vitamins in it.
It's got many a vitamin and actually a good protein count. But it situated itself very quickly in that kind of bro podcast space, but not the Joe Rogan bro, but the Steve Bartlett, the CEOs, the how to become the best version of yourself.
I don't have time to eat meals that actually provide me with like dopamine. I don't need dopamine. I get my pleasure from business. I'm sending so many emails. I'm closing so many deals. I'm doing the stocks. I'm like, hi, it's a bull market. There's a bull in a China shop. It's a bear market. all these things. I'm on the phone, I'm talking to people about that. In between my calls and even sentences, I'm having sips of Huel. I'm not prioritizing my well-being.
And why is this definitively straight? Why is that not something that represents everybody?
I feel like we're queer people, we have access to Huel, obviously. But, me as a queer person, if I have the option, like, between Huel and picking up a little something, I'm going to treat myself. I love a little treat. And I think that Huel is deprivation. And I think when you're queer, you have to celebrate life at every turn. I
Interesting.
think
It's
it's
almost like there's something slightly Protestant
yeah,
in denying yourself
yeah,
mastication,
yeah,
texture,
flavor.
flavor.
Yeah.
Now, my counterpoint here is going to be, as a millennial gay gym bro, I have myself used Huel, but I have used Huel Black, which is the higher protein range. And I know many a gay boy who also has. And it like combines with that Barry's fitness, CrossFit lifestyle.
Does it kind of like get you bulked up?
Yeah, it helps with that. So it's like so then you're not replacing meals, you're adding it to other
Yeah.
meals. So I was using that. I was having that twice a day, and
I think
was
using it to replace meals is straight.
whereas adding on top.
Yeah, to get a hot body. That's queer.
That
No, actually, that's gay.
It's very specifically gay boy, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Because the only other queer people I know touching any Huel are tiny, tiny lesbians who, maybe there's something in the... Did you have Slim Fast in the States?
Yes.
Yes. So I feel that Huel has replaced Slim Fast for women in its female-focused marketing. In that it's encouraging you to do that. Very much like the Special K cereal. Like, girls, you can lose weight if you simply stop eating food and instead have cardboard.
Yeah, enjoy
Huel
this.
is kind of saying that to a lot of women these days as well, which, you're right, again, is like based on deprivation. It's stripping away variety, which we know to be the spice of life.
1000%. What else is the spice of life? Queerness.
Whereas, yes, the gay boy who wants to put on muscle, but maybe doesn't want to put on fat, versus the straight boy TikTok bodybuilders who are eating like 6 chicken burgers.
1000%. 1000%. They're like, I'm having 24 eggs for breakfast. And when you think about it that way, not having 24 eggs, but instead having a bit of Huel Black, that's considerate. That's eco-friendly.
I don't know how eco-friendly it is, given just how many farts it will produce in you.
So real.
So I think it's maybe net zero.
I think meal in a bottle. Because even, when you think about that in relation to the, that marketing of, hey girls, don't have food, drink this instead. I feel like that's not being body positive is straight.
Say more. What do we think?
I feel like for women, I feel like in the realm of lesbianism, I don't know people that embrace every kind of body and shape more than queer women do. I can't speak for your community. I would never try. You guys are going through a lot. But I think as a woman, in a way, I think that being like, oh, I gotta be so small, so I'm gonna drink this. I don't know. I feel like that's a overwhelmingly, not exclusively, but overwhelmingly straight thing to do.
Well, it is essentially the control of women. It's keep them small and weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gay boys, not so good, not so hot on embracing the body diversity. It's getting better, but it's still very divided amongst different spaces. So it's like you have to go to specific spaces for body positivity, specific spaces for body fascism. One of those spaces being the internet. So would we say that there's obviously Huel Black for the gay boy putting on the muscle. Is there an overarching queer equivalent of Huel at all? something where it's like maximizing. It's because I do have a theory that certain elements of queer culture are defined by taking something fun and enjoyable, but just adding a little element of suffering, be it dancing, but the lyrics are sad. It's like this, that little, like, that little, which itself does relate to the depravity of Huel. It's like, I'm not going to enjoy my food. I'm going to suffer through this claggy liquid. But yeah, is there something in queer culture that is our equivalent of Huel?
Ketamine? Like, do you know?
Yes, I think you've
It
nailed
makes
it in
sense.
one.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
But thinking about, like, what is something, like, something that you sub for something else, you know?
Mhm.
Like, I think that's difficult. Certainly not an edible something, a drinkable something. Margarita.
Margarita. I think you're right with ketamine. I think it's because you're trying to be just like all your pals. You're trying to fit in, but you're depriving yourself of clear perception.
Yeah, and I think there's this thing of altering your state, because when you are drinking Huel, I don't think you're in touch with reality. I don't think you're in touch with the reality of being human. You know, when you're a human person, when you're grounded, you know, when you're truly being holistic, you're eating food, you know, and I think there's something like when you're doing drugs, when you're doing ketamine, it's taking you away from a grounded reality.
Yeah, you're much closer to
Making a spreadsheet.
nailed it. So should Huel make it into the museum? How are we displaying it? What is the exhibition? I'm imagining a podcast studio
Love that.
with just a single bottle on the table, spotlit.
I want a big bottle in the back, and what's showing to you, the angle it's at, is you can see Huel there, but then you have the list of the vitamins and stuff that are in there.
It's an incredibly long list, and if the bottle is very big, the list itself will be the size of your average type person.
Show me that. And I think on the desk in the podcast studio, because it is like a round table one, like, you know what I mean? It's definitely a round table podcast.
Oh yeah, because there are minimum 6 men at that table.
Yeah, like people aren't sitting like this. You have the Huel powder racked into lines.
Okay, love it. Done.
Someone's in the back there's a treadmill. They're just working out, just maybe lifting a bit, doing the podcast.
Great. And then what is the merchandise? What are we selling in the gift shop? We can, of course, sell the product itself, perhaps even in miniature on a keyring.
Adorable. So then you can have it on the go, and you refill the little Huel thing on the keyring. It's probably going to be the powder, right? And then you just empty that out. You're never too far from your Huel.
Wonderful. I love it. This feels very solid. Well, thank you so much for these nominations. They're both incredible nominations, incredible examples of different elements of straight culture. But unfortunately, due to government cuts in the arts and heritage sector, I can only accept one of these into my collection.
Wow, they're trying to erase. This is straight erasure.
This is why I'm doing my best to salvage as much as I can. And I think on this occasion, the relic that I'm going to have to choose, because it's such a beacon of light and hope and party, is going to be Pitbull.
Woo!
Pitbull is coming into the museum. I'm so excited for the vibe that that's going to bring. And of course, to celebrate the opening of the Pitbull wing, we will throw the social event of the year, which is the Het Gala. The theme for this gala will be Pitbull. What are you wearing to dress on theme?
I love that. So I'm going to wear a gown that is made of bald cap. It's made of bald caps. It's kind of like, so it has like a latexy quality, but in honor of Pitbull and to stay true to his spirit, you can remove the bottom. It becomes a tiny bodycon dress.
Yes. Okay, that's incredible. I think I am going to go with, I'm going to honor something in the blazer jean combo, but maybe, do I reverse it? Is it a denim blazer and smart
Ooh,
trousers?
I love that.
And the trousers
The
themselves,
fabric is kind of like collage-y.
yeah.
So you have both the kind of blazery
Mhm.
fabric and the denim. They're interwoven. It's geometric.
Mhm. And then I'm wearing sunglasses on the front and the back.
I love that.
Because I mean double body. I mean double business.
Yeah, that's
Fantastic stuff.
beautiful. This is exciting.
Well, congratulations on another successful submission into the museum. How do you
Thank
feel about
you.
Pitbull making it in?
I love that. I think he would love that. It feels right to me.
It really does. Well, tell our museum visitors where they can find you and if there's anything coming up that they should be looking out for.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. You can find me on the gram at Kemah Bob. And also, I've created something, the Femmes of Color Comedy Club.
Yes.
And I love her. And we celebrate and center comedians of color who aren't cis men. And we're headed to the Queer Comedy Club to start doing some new shows there. And we have some big plans for 2026. So I'm really excited about being able to platform more comics and get more people on the margins into comedy.
That's so fun. And there's a separate Instagram for Fuck It Up.
Yeah, it's FOC It Up Comedy on the gram.
Fabulous stuff. So as the doors to the Het close for another week, remember to look out for your straight friends and be the best ally that you can. Next time you hang out, why don't you do something that they would enjoy? Like a novelty yoga class in a place where yoga should not be taking place. If you've enjoyed this episode of The Het, good news, there's plenty more where this came from, so remember to subscribe on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Find us on YouTube, follow me, Joe Sutherland, on Instagram, and let us know who else you want to see as a guest on the pod. Get onto your platforms, leave us a 5-star review, and put the name of the people that you want to see, and we'll get them on board. Until next time, goodbye.
Do you want to take some shots of Huel?
Yeah. Woo!